Hey guys, okay, so in this video I wanted to just discuss why I prefer hot cues to the cue button. Okay, so here's, I'm just going to get straight into it and explain to you why I would pick them, okay? So say I load in a track, this one here. The first major thing is you can set hot cues as many as you like. Just for those of you who don't know exactly what a hot cue is, it would be using, let me just close these, turn the volume down a bit. It would be using these buttons here to set as many cue points as you like, okay? So you can have as many cue points throughout the song as you like. And I don't know if you can see, but these different colours here correlate to on Serato. You can see there's different colours here. So if I was to move the song along to, say, this point here, okay? So let me do it by using this trackpad. Move it along here. You can see there's the cursor there, and I can add a cue point by just hitting one of these empty buttons. And when we go back, you'll see that there's now a blue cue point there at that point of the song. And you can set as many as you want. You can set 8, right? So that's one of the first things I like. You can only ever set one cue button. You can set 8 of these. The second thing I like is the fact that they are always there and Serato will remember them being there, okay? So, for example, if I was to come to here and put a different song in, like this one, and then I go back and put it back on the same track, let me just do that, you'll see the cue points are still there. So I know if there's a good point in the track that I know is a brilliant bit to bring in the track, and it's there, it's saved for next time. So for example, in this track, I know there's a couple of points. The first one is this.
Y'all ready for this?
So I just got that one ready.
Y'all ready for this?
So I know if I want to bring that track in quickly, I can do that. There's also this bit, this one just before the drop.
Y'all ready for this?
Okay, and if I don't want that bit before the drop, I just want the drop to come straight in, I got this, okay, ready? So if I had this track building up, building up, building up, and then I wanted to drop this drop, I can come straight in with it. Anyway, you get the idea. I can put as many in as I want. This is the final reason why I prefer these buttons, okay? I've never actually got on very well with the cue button, and this is the reason why, okay? Say if I hit, I get this cue point. I'm going to set the exact same cue point here.
Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this?
Okay, so that's there. Now, if I was to hit this,
y'all ready for
and
this?
press play, oh, well, let me do this. If I hit this and press play, it will continue to play the song, okay? Now, if I want to get back to the cue point, I have to hit the cue button again, so watch.
Y'all ready for this?
And then back to the cue point.
Y'all ready for this?
Which is good, but there is always times when I'm DJing where I hit the cue button, press play, or if I was queuing up the song, right, in my head, so this was on silent, and only I could hear what was going on. And it wasn't right. I pressed the pause button, I do this.
Y'all ready for this?
I hit the pause button. Once you've hit the pause button, as far as I'm aware, there's no way to get back to that cue because it's further ahead on the song than where the cue point was. So if you hit the cue button again, it just makes a new cue point. Watch. And that's not where I want it to be. And now I've messed up that cue point. I can never get that cue point back unless I purposely wind this back to the point I want it to be and then hit it again.
Y'all ready for this?
You see? Whereas on these buttons, once you set them, that's them stuck.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
You know, so I could hit this.
Y'all ready for
press
this?
play,
Y'all ready for this?
and it'll always take me back to that point. So watch, if I hit this,
Y'all ready for
press
this?
play, then pause it. Now I'd have lost that cue button if I use this, but with this one,
Y'all ready for this?
it's just there, it's just locked in and ready to go. That's another reason why I prefer these buttons. Once you hit them, they're completely locked in and ready to go. So if I was on a new song that I hadn't had any cue set for, let's just drag one up here. So there's no cue points here at all. Oh, actually there is one. Let me just get rid of it. Shift, get rid of it. So there's no cue points there. Okay. I'm like, right, I want to set a new cue point. Go back to the beginning of the track here, right back to the beginning, and it's ready to go.
Go, go, go.
Pause track, and it's still there. And there's one other thing which some of you may like, some of you may not, is once you've got a couple of different cue points set in, you can kind of have a bit of fun with them, like,
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this?
you know, that's a terrible example, but you get the idea. You can kind of get them points at different points of the song and kind of play them. You know, a terrible example, but you get the idea. You can get different hot points set in and just kind of play around with them if you want to. That's tricky though, and as you just saw, it's you know, you've got to be good at it to do that. So those are some of the reasons why I prefer hot cues over the cue button. I hope I've explained it well. If you guys have got any questions about DJing, or you're interested in DJing and you want to know a little bit more about it, I have a course called beginnerdjlessons.com where you can come and I'll teach you everything you need to know about DJing, from what every single knob on this thing does to right the way through to advanced beat matching, advanced mixing techniques, everything you need to know about DJing. It's an 8-part course, 8 videos you get, and you just learn everything you need to know. I also give away 2 free beat tracks which will help you practice your beat matching skills. So both tracks are just a solid drum beat, and you can practice beat matching them perfectly and then moving on to other songs, and so you don't have all the other distractions of all the other instruments going on in the song. So it's a complete pack, it's a full pack. You get everything you need to know, everything in it that would help you become a good DJ basically. So guys, check it out if you're interested. Thanks for watching.